playing on a rotary mixer and turning two knobs, there's definitely a different sense within the flow. The transition is very smooth. You don't have to adjust EQs. Whilst blending records, there is a smooth compensation from one channel to the other. Some say there is an almost sensual feel to the transitions. You can accentuate parts of the tracks in a very personal way. These high-end analog mixers deliver so much headroom, it makes them a great instrument of expression. I started with the Vestax PMC46, next up was the Uri 1620. In 2009 I bought a DJR400, the 200 arrived in 2017, and the Isonoy ISO 420 in 2019. Some may say I'm a bit of a rotary geek. For me, there are three considerations when selecting a mixer. No flashy gimmicks or effects. These mixers are filled with expensive components which provide that desired high definition audio experience. Even with the 200, there is no compromise on sound quality. Imagine the Uri shrunk to the size of a child's shoebox and the weight reduced to a mere 1.6 kilos. Even on a line mixer, your gain and EQ are controlled via rotary pots. It feels more precise, tactile and intuitive. Okay, so there is no crossfader, but if you are looking for those long, smooth blends, a rotary mixer is what you need. This is not about chopping and cutting, but rather massaging, merging and smoothing. Rotaries are very musical in nature. Having lugged around a Uri for several years, the portability of the DJR was very appealing. The idea is that you can carry it wherever you go, very easy to install with its rear connections. You can just plug it into a system and play, controlling the room's system with the very powerful integrated crossover. The 200's predecessor, the DJR400, has 4 channels and was conceived by DJ Deep and Jerome Barba, the Parisian electronic engineer with a reputation for fixing vintage equipment. The mixer, based on the classic Uri 1620, offered great sound. In fact, enthusiastic DJs talked of the mixer's best-in-class audio, faithfully recreating the elusive feel of the much-loved rotary mixers from the 70s. Build quality on the 200 is assured, as this piece of kit has been crafted by a man who knows what you need. Think Challenger tank and you will not be far off. It may be small, but it is solid, packs a punch. The output is crystal clear sound, tremendous frequency response and exacting controls. The ALPS potentiometers give you the ability to perform the smoothest of blends with ease. Jerome opting for the knobs familiar to him from his years maintaining Moog synthesizers. Inside we find integrated circuits and a focus on maximizing chassis space where possible. No need for clutter and gadgets. Yes, there is some degree of flexibility, but more importantly, the unit is reliable. And as with few components in your signal chain as possible. My preference being the 200 over the 400 for this very reason. 2 turntables and a mixer is sufficient. On the front panel, we have the mixer's 3-band isolator across the main channel, bass, mid and high, channel 1 and 2. As with the Uri, the sweet spot is found somewhere between 7 and 8. There are PFL push-button mixable monitors to phones. The addition of red Q LEDs are a nice touch, especially in a club environment. The shelving EQ per channel allows you to attenuate plus or minus 12 dB for that all-important tone control. It really is so easy to connect. You have 4 inputs, controlled by the phono line switch on the front panel. So in essence, you could have 2 turntables and 2 CD players hooked up at the same time, if that is indeed your thing. There is an effects loop on the master and booth output. Send per channel controlled by these knobs at the front. Return by this funky little screw on the bottom of the unit. There are 4 small rubber shoes here, providing a solid, stable base. The minimalist VU meter displays 0 dB at the 4th green light. You will find that there is more than adequate headroom with this powerful unit. It would be extremely tough to clip the output. On the back, we have a 24-volt direct current power supply input, popular with those who felt the 400's PSU connection too tropical, especially when the time came to source a replacement. You will notice the master output is via balanced TRS 1/4-inch jacks, but fear not, the unit ships with a handy set of TRS to XLR interconnects. Booth, record out, FX, send and return, phono and line are all RCA. And finally, you have the all-important ground to earth your turntables. Purchase price sits around the €1,200 mark, with an additional €70 for wooden sides. That may add a few centimeters to the width. It provides additional protection, and I feel the wood is sympathetic to the nature of the unit. On top of that, you will need to factor in VAT, postage, any customs charge or import tax. Each unit is handmade, so waiting times vary. As with all these bespoke mixers, they are crafted by one person with love, and that comes at a cost, and with an element of trust and patience. To keep your pride and joy safe and sound, I recommend the Peli 1485 Air Case at £185. It is another solid investment and a purchase you will not regret.